top 10 best pranks in the history of The Office. Welcome to Top Mainstream, the place where you'll get the best dose of entertainment videos on the internet. We're back with another interesting video. The new millennium has seen its fair share of compelling rivalries: Bush versus Gore, Jay-Z versus Nas, Swift versus Perry. Well, Jim and Dwight from the TV show The Office may have had one of the most tension-filled relationships, but deep down, there was still friendship and camaraderie rooted there. Throughout the series, we saw Jim time and time again pull hilarious pranks on Dwight. At first, it was because of his dislike for Dwight. Eventually, though, it was more about having fun and messing with his coworker, who, over time, became an actual friend to him. With so many comical pranks to choose from, it's difficult to pick the very best of the best. But we've narrowed it down to the perfect ranking of the 10 best pranks in the history of The Office. So with no further ado, let's quickly get started. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Also, share the video with your friends. Number 10. Quad Desk, Season 6, Episode 19. Jim returns from paternity leave to find that Dwight has taken over his and Pam's desks to form a sprawling workspace called Mega Desk. As revenge, Jim stacks the desks together to form an even more monstrous structure, Quad Desk. When Dwight sees that Jim has taken over his workstation, his primary concern, of course, is that you can't call a 3-desk structure quad anything. Silly Jim. Number 9. Pavlov Experiment, Season 3, Episode 15. Jim is a patient prankster. Over the course of several weeks, he conducts Pavlov's Experiment, a classic conditioning exercise that trains dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell, on the unsuspecting Dwight. Each time Dwight hears the login chime of Windows XP, Jim feeds him an Altoid, and Dwight eventually comes to expect the treat. Even a man that can raise his cholesterol at will is susceptible to base biology impulses, it seems. Number 8. Jim puts Dwight's stuff in the vending machine, Season 2, Episode 11. We learn that Jim is friends with the vending machine maintenance guy, who kindly helps him pull off a clever prank. He puts all of Dwight's stuff, from his stapler to his beloved bobblehead dolls, in the vending machine alongside bags of chips and pretzels. Dwight decides he'll just buy all his stuff back before he realizes his wallet is in the machine too. Jim's a kind soul though, so he hands Dwight a bag of nickels so he can get to work. Number 7. Jim puts Dwight's desk in the bathroom, Season 2, Episode 6. When Dwight shows up in the morning, he sees his desk has vanished. Through a game of hot-cold, Jim leads Dwight to the bathroom, where his desk is set up right next to the urinals. Jim was meticulous here, arranging all of Dwight's stuff perfectly and ensuring that his computer and phone worked perfectly. At least Dwight can still be productive. Number 6. Faxes to Future Dwight, Season 3, Episode 7. Before leaving the Stamford branch of Dunder Mifflin, Jim swipes some of Dwight's stationery and proceeds to send him warnings from Future Dwight. Dwight, apparently convinced of his own future ability to send office memos across time, believes the faxes without question. The real victim here, though, is clearly Stanley. If you find this video entertaining, then consider subscribing to our channel. We bring such cool and interesting videos to entertain you on a regular basis. Number 5. Dwight Gets His Revenge, Season 7, Episode 11. By Season 7, a lot of Office fans had realized that Jim isn't necessarily that great of a guy. So when Dwight snaps after a particularly demeaning attack, Jim throwing a snowball in Dwight's face right in the office, there's a kind of catharsis in seeing Jim get a dose of his own medicine. Dwight plots out an elaborate series of physical and psychological revenge tactics, including dressing up as Pam to launch a surprise snowball attack. But the coup de grace comes at the end of the episode, when Dwight dots the Dunder Mifflin parking lot with dozens of giant, eerie snowmen. As Jim blindly attacks the snowmen, seemingly descending into madness, Dwight looks on stoically from the office rooftop. Perhaps Schrute has really had the upper hand all along. Number 4. Dwight Gets Gaydar, Season 3, Episode 1. Following the accidental outing of Oscar, Jim mails Dwight a gaydar machine from the Stamford branch, though it's actually just a metal detector. Dwight seems confident in the device's accuracy after it identifies Oscar as gay. But you can see him questioning his entire identity when he tests himself and gets the same classification. Number 3. Asian Jim, Season 9, Episode 3. This is a perfectly executed scheme. Jim and Pam enlist the help of their actor friend Steve to play Jim while he's at the dentist. Steve's Asian and pretends Jim has always been Asian. "Hats off to you for not seeing race," Steve says to an increasingly confused Dwight, who soon notices a framed photo of Steve, Pam, and 2 Asian children resting on Jim's desk. Pam helps pull it all off by letting Steve know that she got them that special dinner reservation and even gives him a peck on the lips. Some pranks are about inconveniencing Dwight, but this one is all about messing with his head. Number 2. Jim Impersonates Dwight, Season 3, Episode 2. In Season 3, we learn that Jim can find inspiration for pranks just about anywhere. He explains that while shopping at the drugstore, he happened upon some glasses that resembled Dwight's, and then decided to really commit and buy a shirt, tie, and watch to create a complete Dwight costume. Then, after showing up to work in the ensemble, Jim bursts out his best Dwight impersonation. It takes Dwight about 45 seconds to realize what's happening, and then he totally loses his cool. Later in the episode, he retaliates by attempting to impersonate Jim. Number 1. Jim puts Dwight's stapler in Jell-O, Season 1, Episode 1. The first episode of a television series is supposed to set everything up for us, tell us who the characters are and what they're all about. So, naturally, the very first episode of The Office establishes one of Jim's chief characteristics. He's a total prankster, and his favorite target is his deskmate Dwight. After 9 seasons of pranks and gags, Jim putting Dwight's stapler in Jell-O remains a total classic. Though Jim ended up pulling off more elaborate and clever pranks later in the series, this will always be the one that started it all. So these were the top 10 best pranks in the history of The Office. Let us know which was your favorite prank and why by dropping us a comment below. We hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you did, then make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel, Top Mainstream. We'll bring another exciting video very soon. Till then, peace out.